Hello, and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous. My name is Kevin, and I'm a puzzle addict, and it's been a minute. I haven't been puzzling. I just haven't been. It's been a weird month. I took a trip, I had like a funeral, and I don't know, I haven't been in the mood for puzzling, so I haven't been doing it. I think the other thing that's been happening is my girlfriend and I have gotten in the habit of sometimes on weekends doing puzzles together, especially the Sundays. And I know I usually don't publish the Sundays anyways, but sort of like, she's like 40% of my viewership anyways. So if I'm doing puzzles with her, most of these puzzles I'm making for an audience of one. So I think my audience is a little bit bigger than one, but like, this is not me being fake humble. It's a little bit bigger than one. I think my audience is 2 or 3 people, but I'm mainly doing this so my girlfriend can watch this on her lunch break, and if we're doing puzzles together, then there's less need for that. But I do enjoy doing it, so I'm back doing it. I just, hadn't been, and now I am. That's not an interesting way of saying it. So the last time we were together, I was doing a Puzzmo challenge where I was going to do Puzzmo every day for a month to see where I end up in the monthly score, to kind of get a feel of, how I rank in the Puzzmo world when I'm actually trying for points and when I'm doing it consistently. And maybe you can guess from my preamble, I did not complete that. But part of why I didn't complete it is because it became clear right away where it was at. I got my answer. I didn't think I needed a month to do it. I did 8 or 9 days, and that whole time I was in the same place in the monthly rank. So I kind of realized from that exactly where I was. So yeah, we'll look back on the days that I had. I think I showed you April 1st, which was a weird one because they did special ones, but I feel like 1st or 2nd was the one that I actually published. But that day on the board, actually shrunk a bit, 547. You can see my April score right now is 1532, but that's considering that I didn't do like a week. But I think a lot of people are like that. Maybe they started and then they kind of go from there and trail off. April 2nd I had 464, so these are actually lower than what you'll end up seeing for the other ones. I'm not going to show you all of them. April 3rd I had 148. I think that might have been my highest one. April 4th, I was 322. We'll look at one more. April 5th, 246. So, some of those are actually higher, but I think as the days kept going, I was getting lower. What I kind of found, I initially predicted that I wanted to be in the top 1,000, but I was thinking kind of like 600 or 800. What I kind of found as I did it consistently is that over the course of time, it was kind of in the 200 to 300 range. And maybe that's also something that would change. It was just a week, so maybe I would, maybe the really good people took off that week. But it was a lot higher than I expected. I really, 200-ish is surprising to me. And the reason why is even look at this one, this April 5th. I did pretty well, 246 out of all Puzzmo people. Look at my score, 17,411, and then the top score by Lily is 28,000. So when I look at these, I always just think, I don't have a chance. And I don't have a chance if I were to go for number 1 on the day. I just don't think there's any scenario where that would ever happen. There's just, people like Lily, people like Berulian I've seen a lot. There's, oh my gosh, it's popping up every single one of these. Wind Waker I recognize a lot. Maybe that's just because I like that video game. It's a thing where if you hover over the name, it shows their stats, but it's hard to dismiss. So then when you're trying to dismiss it, you get more, oh my gosh. Okay, scrolling dismisses it. Metacrab is another one that's pretty big. So seeing that huge discrepancy between my score and the others, my impression was kind of, I'm not that good at this. I think there's a chunk of Puzzmo super users that are, up in this 20,000 range every day. But I think what I found through this project is it's not as big of a group as I thought. it's kind of like 100, 150 people. Like even, this is a sample size of one day, but, to get below 20,000, we just have to go to, there's 80 people that are 20,000 or higher. So yeah, I think like I would say 150 to 200 is the super users, and then I would kind of consider myself at the top of the normies is the conclusion that I got from this experiment. So I'm glad I did it. I kind of am glad that I didn't finish it. I mean, part of what happened is on one of these days, I just couldn't beat really bad chess. And you don't get a score in really bad chess unless you beat it. So yeah, this one, couldn't beat it. I really struggled against bishops, and I did struggle on this one. And at that point, I was going to keep going and just say, hey, that's part of the monthly score. I got 0 points on really bad chess. Even a good, really bad chess is only a few thousand points for me, so it's not going to make a huge impact whether I, won or lost. But then April 8th was when I went to see the eclipse, and I think that day I just forgot to finish. I finished some of them, but I forgot to do spell power because I was distracted by the majesty of our universe. Oh crap, my tea kettle's going off. Where was I at? Majesty of the universe, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Yeah, so I was distracted by that. I had a death in the family, and there was, had to go to the funeral, stuff around that. And it's not like I was like too depressed to puzzle or anything like that. I don't know. I got out of it. Also, I had the answer to my question, so I didn't expect it to become so clear so quick where my rank was at, but I should have, because, it's consistent over time. And I don't know, maybe the data is bad because it's only 9 days, but whatever. That's what it is. So that's where I'm at. I will continue doing Puzzmo. I probably won't do a challenge like that again. I like Puzzmo. I really like Puzzmo, but I think I'll kind of use it the way that I have used it, where I do the time stuff first, and then if I have an itch for more puzzling, I like their crossword because it's smaller, a little bit easier for me. Flip art's always fun. I really enjoy doing really bad chess, even though I am really bad at it. It's kind of fun to try my best and fail. Ooh, today's is all horsies. Look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse. That would be a fun challenge for me. So yeah, typically when I finish my main puzzling, I do that, if I still have the puzzling itch, and that's the way I'll keep doing it. And also, the way you have to play Puzzmo to like win at Puzzmo is not the way I want to play it anyways. And I also realized that playing it. So that's the conclusion of my Puzzmo challenge. Let's try a Friday. This is good that I did have to pause to set up my coffee, and I'm gonna have to pause one more time when my coffee finishes brewing, because I realized now that I see the timestamp, I talked for 6 minutes there, so we're probably at about 10 minutes now, and I'm just starting this puzzle. And that's not a good starting point for a Friday that's going to take long. This is diagonally symmetrical instead of rotationally symmetrical. No, that's wrong. It is rotationally symmetrical. Just this middle part is weird. Fun. Kate Hawkins. Do I recognize that name? I feel like I do. Marimba lookalike is going to be probably a xylophone or a vibraphone. Vibraphone. A vibraphone looks more like a marimba than a xylophone, so I should start with that. Is it vibra or vibro? I think it's vibra, like vibrate. Oh my gosh, I was going to go to my next long one, but I got to put in absolute unit. Big and strong person in modern slang. I know some of my one viewer are not very online, so I have to show that this is one of my favorite memes. Just, when someone's big, you call it an absolute unit, but it's just because of this. Just this very large man next to the queen, and someone said, in awe at the size of this lad, absolute unit. And it's great when you can make a comment so good that it becomes a phrase. Taps watch anxiously. So would this be a verb where it's like waits? I don't know. It's like Sonic tapping his foot in the Sonic games. There's not a lot of long ones today, really. Like all of these are, I guess 8 has been my cutoff in the past, so we'll look at these 8. Deep fried bites. Popper. I don't know. So was pleasurable. Don't know. Explanation for a sudden change of plans. Something with the weather, maybe? Zoetrope creations. I don't even know what the zoetrope is. So there you go. Cooped up feeling. Cabin fever. Nice. Major riffs. Fault lines. I put 2 U's in there. Fault lines. Cool. So yeah, let's just go from here. I got some letters there. Swedish city. Oh, but this is a cheat because I did units. Whatever. Who cares? Swedish city where Scandinavia's first university was founded. 1425. I was gonna say Oslo, which doesn't fit anywhere anyways, but that's the Norwegian city that always comes up. I don't know a lot of Swedish cities, though I did find out at this funeral that I was at, my entire life, myself, I've believed that I'm like Norwegian on my mother's side because everyone on my mother's side has believed they're Norwegian, and apparently my uncle did a bunch of research and we're actually Swedish. So my process of coming up with a Norwegian city when actually it's a Swedish city, that shocker there. It's just because that's the personal turmoil I'm going through, learning that I'm Swedish and not Norwegian. My whole life has been a lie. I'm now a big fan of IKEA. I gotta embrace all these Swedish things. Or not, because I'm 100% American. 10. Bizet is l'amour et un oiseau rebelle. For 1, it's probably an aria, because I know Bizet is a composer, and aria is a common word that fits here. To you, journalist, don't know. Blowback. Don't know. Concept in holistic medicine would be an aura. Ask my sister about that. No, she's into fake medicine, but she's not into crystals and auras. She's just into, like, I don't know, lies from Instagram. Let's go off a vibraphone. Remedy after a night out, perhaps. It'd be like a hangover cure then, right? Don't know one. Especially one that's 5 letters and goes with you. I know some people like olives, but that wouldn't work with vibraphone. This is Heidi. She was the one who started laughing during the Beavis and Butthead sketch this last week. People were very happy about that. Superior sort. This is probably going to be like Mother Superior. They always love that noun about nuns and such. Would it be an abbey? No, because that's like a building. Cutting insult is a barb. Show me. I want to see. I don't know. Giving. It's giving. No. Hard work, so to speak. Don't know. Dystopian sci-fi film of 1997. I feel like there was 12 Monkeys was around that time, which won't fit. The Matrix was 99, famously, because that was the year when like a bunch of really important movies came out. There's Solaris, which would mean maybe vibraphone is that, but I'm not confident that was 97. I'm just gonna keep working. Has a chin wag. That means like you talk a lot, right? So chats. Has would be like present tense. Futuristic weapons is probably phasers. Set your phasers to fun. Does that give us anything? I don't think so. Stubb was a second mate. This is going to be Ahab. It's just a famous captain. I didn't know Stubb, but prep for a launch in a way. Don't know. AP subject, probably AP lit. Does that give us anything here? Advil would be a remedy after night out. An abbot. So yeah, an abbey is a building, but an abbot is it mother's? I feel like abbot is male, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have to be nuns. Maybe priests can also have a father superior. Prep for a launch. Deep bar? I really don't know that one. Maybe Barbara's wrong. I don't have the time. I don't know. Something's wrong in here. And I don't know what it is. We'll keep going. Deep fried bite. Still don't know. Othello character who laments, such as I don't know Othello. This isn't just like, oh, it's a Shakespeare thing that I, read in high school and forgot. I've just never read or seen Othello. I definitely have not seen the completed works of Shakespeare. I think like many people were kind of beholden to which ones did you read in high school? Which movies have you seen? And Othello is just one I don't know. The Alhambra in Spain, for one. I have no idea what that is. Pie choice. I want to say berry there, but... Oh, it's rhubarb. Rhubarb. One Time magazine that covered science fiction. I should know that, and I don't. Intended is probably meant. You meant to do something, you intended to do it, or meant to say something. Springtime event typically is probably prom. Alas. Is it like phi? I don't think that fits there. Alas and alack. Sister of soul in myth is probably Luna, because soul is the sun and Luna is the moon. This has got to be a palace. It's probably Omni. Ami is alas. Okay, that works. Put together. Don't know. Holiday celebrated with lion dancing. I don't know that, but I'm going to pause one more time because my coffee's probably ready. I'm glad I paused again because now I know I'm at 16 minutes and 22 seconds. So, as long as I solve this puzzle in like 15 minutes, it'll be a reasonable video length. I'm also happy I paused because I have my coffee. Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. I was watching a video about like the TikTok accent, which I don't watch TikToks, but it was interesting nonetheless because I feel like you still pick up on some of that stuff through cultural osmosis. This person was also talking about the editing in TikToks, how they like talk really fast so that they can edit it together really quick and keep it at a reasonable amount of time. And I was like, I do not do that at all. I just record a video at full length, and when I'm thirsty, you have to watch me take a sip of water. If I was professional, if I was trying to get viewers, I would cut all of that out. But I'm not, so I don't. It's part of the... I feel like the crossword people are more about, taking it slow and having your time with it. But I don't know. Maybe my channel is awful. All right. I think there's a holiday called Tet. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to put it in because what have we got to lose? Still don't know that one. Name that anagrams to a shape. I'm thinking oval because we have this V here, and I feel really confident about cabin fever. Even before I got 4 crossings off it, I was already like that one came to me right away. So oval was my main thing, so I'm thinking maybe Olav. You don't really see it spelled like that, so we might end up changing that. Bound for the big stage. Typically when bound is in one of these, it's leap or jump because that's like a rare use of bound. But I don't really know how you would jump onto a big stage. Locale in a Beatles song. There's probably a lot. Korea's national drink. Is it boba? I didn't know, and I still don't know, if boba's from Korea, but it would fit. But would that be important enough to be a national drink? Let's pencil it in. Estadio exclamations is Olay, a very popular crossword clue. This one is, I think, more direct by specifically using a Spanish word. Gymnastics equipment, maybe mats, which would give us beat for that, and ASSR. So, okay, Boba's wrong. But I think mats is right because the location of the Beatles song is back in the USSR. So yeah, I think this Korean drink is probably just something that I don't know. Bound for big stage. Yeah, I don't know that one. Explanation for sudden change plan is probably something came up. Nice. We're cooking. Asian capital west-southwest of 48 down, and then an Asian capital east-northeast of 47 down. So it's 2 that are like this, or like this for you, the viewer. Does my camera mirror? No, it doesn't. I'm looking at my freeze frame here and on my recording software, and I can see My flag is on the right-hand side of the screen, which is true in real life. So you would have west, southwest, east, northeast. Not unlike the Isthmus of Madison, and thus the Madison flag. I think I need more letters on either of those. Bill with Ben Franklin on it, slankily. That's the 100. So would this be the hundo? I really hope so. Discountenanced. I feel like a countenance is like, is your face, and then as a verb, it's like, is it to make a face at? I think it means I think as a noun, it's your face, and then as a verb, it means something very different from face. And I feel like it's face, but like face, like face off in conflict. Or countenanced. I have no idea. Mila Kunis. Is it Mila or Milas? Who knows? All right, now we're just going to do some acrosses because we don't have those. Things attached to spines. I'm going to say pages. Spines of a book. Pull back, still don't know. I don't know, I think something's wrong over there, but I don't know what. Shell Company. What's the company that owns like Shell Oil? I thought it just was Shell. Sitco would be too long. I don't know. Yeah, I really think this is going to be I don't, but like a barb is a cutting insult. Oh, you know what else is? A burn. So yeah, I don't have all day. There we go. Hey. Deep fried bite. Don't know. That was a great crossword moment. This is the kind of stuff, like when I started making this video, I described sort of a process like that to my girlfriend, and she was like, you should make videos so I can see this process. And I was like, okay, well, but I think my favorite thing in crosswording is when you put an answer in and you're confident in the answer, as I was with Barb, and then you realize it's wrong by putting other things, and like, you know, you have to like backtrack, like something else clicks in and then you have to backtrack. Like for me, what clicked in here was like, this really should be I don't. And I don't have all day, but just like tap swatch anxious. I was like, I know it's gonna be I don't, and probably I don't have. So I was like, I need to find a word that fits that, and I found one, and then as soon as I got that, then I had I don't have, but I wasn't sure, and then as I just kind of kept thinking and going, it felt like a very good flow. And now that I have this, I can see accidental zoom, that prep for a launch is talking about launch of software. It's not a spaceship. And when I was thinking debar, I didn't explain this, but I was thinking maybe the thing on it, the bar goes off. It's debug. That's how you prep for launch. So this is Gattaca. I'm glad I didn't put in Solaris. Not sure exactly how to spell it. I think it's Gattica. Othello doesn't help me because I don't know that. But deep fried bite does, because tater tot is a deep fried bite. I wasn't sure if those are baked or fried. Show me is prove it. I said I wasn't sure, past tense. I'm not fact checking it. I believe people at the Times, if they say it's fried, it's probably fried. Giving is generous. So it wasn't the context of it's giving I was thinking before. Hard work is sweat. So Shell Company is a crew? I don't really get that one. But hard work is sweat, so we're just going to do it. I feel like I should know this Swedish city. As a Swede myself. Hack off, lop off, I think it is. New face at the academy. Is it a plebe? Like, usually a plebe is, you know, like just a common person, but I think it comes from like that. I just don't know if it's EBE or EEB. Tut tut is shame. I didn't even give you time to read that. When doubled, shame. Tut tut. Gist. I just learned this yesterday because I was texting my friends about the gist of something, and I got the squiggly line. I put GIST, and it told me it was spelled wrong. So I learned just yesterday that gist is spelled GIST, and then it came up here. But I don't really know or a word with an I for that. Blue character in Pixar's Inside Out. Sadness. I really liked that movie. I think think I only saw it once, but I enjoyed it. Put together, don't know, acclaimed band leader who grew up in Spanish Harlem. I want to say Duke Ellington, because take the A train, because I know the A train goes to Harlem, but he's from DC. And it's is it Tito Puente? Came up the other one. We'll try it. I mean, it looks like 32 down is tap something. That's a common word. Dances for which girls do the asking informally. I know that's the Sadie Hawkins dance. We called it something else. It was the twerp dance in high school, which was the woman is required to pay. It was an acronym, which that would fit here. Let's put it. Let's see what happens. Was pleasurable is probably felt good. Moo follower. Don't know. Still don't know what the zoetrope is. Does it have to do with like zoo? Is it like where things live? I don't think so though. Challenging, not the zoo, but like like zoology, like the prefix of zoo. I wasn't just like it's where the zoo is. Challenging item for a mover. I want to say it's a sofa. Dodge, elude. That's good. That means our downs are correct. Unspecified amount. Don't know. Unspecified amount. Don't know. Don't know that. Don't know that. Oh, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Home of the mall from Mallrats, which is the first mall ever. Maybe I'm confusing with that. But Eden comes up so much in crosswords, and I've never seen it clued with that suburb in Minnesota that I know. And I don't know if people who do the times would know, but it's a Friday. It's tricky. I don't think Eden Prairie was where the mall from Mallrats is, but I do think it is where the Mighty Ducks took place. So maybe that's why they felt confident putting their choice. Probably best and please, this other one. Yeah, because then let off the gas is ease up. So gist is idea. You get the gist. You get the idea. Cassava product. Tap. I don't know what cassava is, and I don't know what a tap rock is either. Could be a tap root. Could felt good be wrong because I saw this looks weird. Though that is a city name, so that could have an LH. We're leaving it for now. Surprise, FBI style. Don't know. Concern for a library. Okay, so this is wrong. Would it be Sadie's? Because this is due date. So I knew it was Sadie Hawkins. Would it just be Sadie's for short? Oh, because then cassava product could be tapioca. Surprise FBI style. If it's a verb, it could be bust in on. Blow up. It's magnify. Blow up like this. The one time my mouse did it on purpose. 1999 comedy in which Alanis Morissette plays God. Speaking of Kevin Smith films, I spent all that time talking about Mallrats. Dogma's the answer there. Oh, I should know. These other letters are vowels. It's like loci or like lasso. This is Saul. So Kate Hawkins is interested in Korean stuff. Speaking of which, oh my gosh, 44 Across talking about the Sadie Hawkins, and our author of the puzzle is Kate Hawkins. I bet Kate gets that reference all the time. It's like, you know what? I'm putting this in mine. This has got to be animations, right? I have no idea what that means. And a zoetrope must be a tool for animating. Unspecified amount is going to be a lot. Specified amount here is going to be any. So Lhasa is the place there. We got Seoul there. Discountenance is upset. So I think I interpreted it wrong. I think what I had is countenanced would be happy. Discountenance. Okay, cool. So then moo follower is shoe. Is that how you spell like mushu? Like mushu pork? It must be. Not a dish I order often or ever. I bet there's places that do like mushu tofu. I always get sesame tofu when given the option. And when I was an omnivore, I always had sesame chicken, so that's why. Yeah, I feel like this is one that I'm not going to get. I don't quite bound for the big stage, leap for the big stage. I just don't know it. So I think I'm going to look up Korea's national drink. I'm initiating the Solve protocol. Soju. Special place in the country's national drink. It happens to be the world's most popular alcoholic beverage, according to CNBC. Oh, man. Let's get one that isn't just buried in ads. Green bug. What is it? Crafted from grains and starches like barley, sweet potatoes, and tapioca, which just came up already. We're blocking your notifications. Foodandwine.com. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to try that. So then I feel like, what's wrong here? Is anything wrong, or just I don't get that one? Let's see if we can find. What could blowback be? Yeah, all of these are Googleable, except for blowback. Yeah, let's look at a map of Sweden and see if... I feel like Bund is a city in Sweden, but that wouldn't fit with the F blank A. People who know Swedish geography are laughing at me right now. You thought it was Bund, you idiot? That's not a city in Sweden. Umeå. These names are just fun to look at. Is Gotland like literally where the goats live? That would be fun. Okay. I can't find this one. I feel like I've heard of this, maybe from another crossword. Okay, let's see what we got in the she calls out, Deb calls out the shell company. Maybe she'll explain that answer. Got pages. Here we go. A shell company is a corporation with no active business operations that include money laundering. No active business operations that functions that conclude. I feel like that's something's wrong in the grammar there. I don't understand that. It could include money, but the clue shell company puts a narrow, thin-hulled boat used in rowing. I think that's a pun. A pun too far. Did we get some? That was the next one. We did. Okay, I just got that on crossings. I didn't think about it. Got Sadie's, got shoe, animation. Okay, a zoetrope is a pre-filmed optical toy with a series of pictures on the inner surface. When viewed through slits while the cylinder is rotating, the picture seems very motion. Oh, it's the spinny thing. I think that's also called a Nickelodeon, isn't it? Or is that... I feel like there was like a brand for it because you would pay a nickel for it. Here we go. Bound can mean headed towards, but it can also be a big leap. Bound for the tip refers to a jeté. That is a ballet thing. Okay. That's clever. If you know it, I just didn't. So what do we got here? Flack is going to be blowback. Now we got Katie and Lund. Lund is a lot more logical than Bund. So hopefully we hear the music here. Nope. Not quite. Ah, crap. What else could be wrong? Debug. Vibraphone. I don't have all day. Lit. Casio. That's the one that's wrong. So I spelled generous wrong, or? No. I spelled Gattaca wrong. I should have known that would be the one. Okay. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It's fun to be back puzzling and back on YouTube. Thank you, my audience, my small but mighty audience, for watching me bumble my way through a Friday as I always do. Stay safe.